little longer to live. And he said, the only hope for you is to get you a transplanted heart. But he said, I've talked to everybody in the country who does this, and they all said no. I said, who called those places? This is a surgeon, a heart surgeon. He said, I did. I called them all myself. Tried to get them to put you on their list, and they all said, you're too old. He's diabetic, he's got a stroke, he's 70 years old, he's just too old. And they just wrote me off. So now you fear death. That's all right. I'm a believer, so death doesn't scare me. We all have to die. It's only a question of how we're going to die. Main thing is you die in the Lord and make sure you're at peace with Him. If you have that, then you can pass away. It's okay. And so I wasn't afraid of that. But I said, I got a bunch of grandchildren, and I'd like to see them grow up a little bit farther. Just a little farther. And he said to me, he said, I have one doctor in England that I've talked to. I sent him all your medical records and asked him if he would consider you as a patient for a transplant. And his answer was, I have to see him. Well, he says, you got all the records, and no, he said, I have to talk to him. My son Dick flew over there. He was over there for another reason. He went to see him. He says, he's a really good guy, this is a good guy for a heart. You ought to help me. He said, I'll have to talk to him. I know now why. But in any case, he said he'd see us. So Helen and I, my dear wife, we packed up. We got a suite in the hotel. We were moving to London, and we're going to get a heart. I have no idea why we had that faith. We believed that so totally. We arranged the rooms, we arranged everything, and we're moving in. We did move in, even before we went to see him. Belief, folks. You have to believe in what we and you are all about. Believe it. And when we went to see him, I think Doug was with us. He talked to me. He told my son Dick it'll take 4 days to evaluate him. I didn't know that. So I figured we'd go in and get this job done. So I went in and started chatting with him, and he checked me out and put his stethoscope on. He listened to my heart a little bit, and he really knew all that. He knew I had a lot of pressure problems in my heart. I had to have a strong right heart. I had to have a special heart, an AB positive heart, which are only 10% of the hearts anyway. And he knew all that. And after a couple hours, he said to me, why do you want to live? I said, well, I got all these grandchildren, it'd be really fun to be around if I can, and I got, I want to be with them, and I want to encourage them in life, and I got other people that I can encourage in life too, And he said, okay, I'll see if I get you a heart. Just like that. I've asked him many times why he said yes. And he shakes his head and says, I don't really know. I said, didn't you realize the problems you would have giving a heart to a rich American? Because everybody in England is first. I'm the last man on the last list. And you knew you'd take a lot of guff for giving a heart to me? He said, I knew that. But he said, I don't know. I just felt I ought to. Well, I know why, you see. The Lord talked to him. And they said, this is something you should do. And he just did it. And he, to this day, said, I still don't understand how I did that so quick. I said, well, I do. Well, in any case, 5 months later, they called and said, hey, we have a heart for you today. Well, in the meantime, we learned that I had my lungs were affected. Therefore, I had a strong pressure in my right heart because the left side of my heart was dead. The right side of my heart was doing all the work. So I needed a special heart, not just a heart. Not just AB heart. I had to have a special, raw, strong right side. And then I want you to see how the Lord works in details. Inside that hospital is a woman who has bad lungs. She's AB positive. Because she has bad lungs, she has a strong right side heart. Amazing, isn't it? And so the doctors went to her and asked her a simple question. If we can get you a new heart and lung, may we have your heart for somebody else? And she said yes. Then the door was open. It's amazing that she said yes. What caused her to say yes? That same little voice that put her in that hospital at that point in time, and my doctor, who was working, that was at my house yesterday visiting, and she said, I just saw her, and I said, you know, if we can get her this, we can do that. It'll do that. They call it a domino. One in one operating room, one the next operating, you boom, 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 you move these organs just like that. And so it was, they found a heart and lung for her on June 2, 1997, 7.5 years ago. And they gave her a new heart and lung, and I received her heart. It was out of body, only 20 minutes. Absolute best kind of transplant you can get. And that heart's been running perfectly for 7.5 years. Understand the odds. AB positive, a rare blood type, needing a strong right side heart. In addition, if they had given that heart I have in me in anybody else, it would have blown out their lungs. Their lungs couldn't have handled it. If I had had a regular heart, it would not have had the power to press into my lungs and would have failed. The perfect heart, perfect timing. God's timing is perfect. In God's hand. And so we talk in our business about rejection, people rejecting us and laughing at us, and rejection is a part of life. Everybody in this country rejected me. One heart works. A group of people say yes. It had to be that special. And then it had to be a heart that nobody else in England could use. And as it turns out, it was so unique. The very uniqueness of what my needs were is what made it impossible for anybody else to use it. And the doctor said to me, if you weren't here, that heart would have just died in the bucket. And I must tell you, as you go through life and overcome your fears and your rejection and all that, just remember, the power of God is at work in life. And I ask you to speak to Him. Ask Him to be in your life. And when you talk to Him, He'll talk to you. But God asks you to talk to Him first. And ask Him to come in your life and make Himself known. And with the power of God that's been on us in this business, I rejoice today and give Him the praise and glory. And I thank God for you. And I thank God for an opportunity to be with you. And to talk too long. And to just share a little bit of what's on my heart. And assure you, this business is behind you. You have heard our plans for you. You know what we're going to try and do to help you in the year ahead, to encourage you and empower you. And we have some new bonus plans, but that's not the reward. That's just a little money. The real reward will come as you have all these smiling faces of people who say, remember the day when you came to see me? And I argued with you and you encouraged me, and now look what's happened, and I want to thank you and I love you because you first loved them. Respect. Respect is not demanded, respect is gained. And respect is only gained when you show respect for them. all over the world seek respect. But respect is earned by sharing your respect. So as you go into the world and into South and Central America, show your love and respect for everybody. And when they see that you respect them, they'll respect you, and they'll listen to your words and your message, and they'll come out and they'll begin to move ahead in life, and your countries will prosper, and you will prosper, and this whole part of the world will change because of the Amway business in Central and South America. And you know, even the people who quit this business come back to me and say, because I was in that business, I changed my attitude, I changed my job, I'm doing better than I ever did before. I've been lifted up. And even those people are farther ahead. And so you begin to touch millions of people through these great spaces. Those who come in and those who don't. You touch them all, one way or the other. And even if they drop out on you, keep loving them. Keep loving them. Whether they never get back in the business, that's okay. Keep loving them. They need it desperately. As I need your love and as I give my love to you. Thank you, everybody.